Tennessee Valley this morning. It's so great to have you all with us this morning. I'm Nancy Kaysen, the Thursday host. Co-hosting today with me is Brene Beatty. Last time she co-hosted, she was affiliated with Cleveland State Community College. Today she is, Brene Beatty, retired. Former Cleveland State, yes. Now retired and loving it.
Oh, I am. I didn't get up till 7:45 yesterday morning. Of course, I've got a long to-do list, things to catch up on, and but I'm loving it. I really am.
And
all
had
my
a
friends are
wounded
jealous.
duck in her front yard this morning that has to go to the vet.
At 5 o'clock, yes. I kept hearing this quack, 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 and I took my dog out to his business, and my neighbor was standing there with this duck. He was standing looking down, and the duck was looking up, and it was going quack, quack. Go figure. I live in town.
And I don't. And the ducks weren't on the river this morning. I don't know. It must have been dark or something. I do not know. We have a lot of things happening this weekend. I don't think this weekend is quite as hectic as last weekend. I mean, we had something like every minute last weekend.
Yes.
I did go to the quilt show out at Mount Olive. Oh, beautiful, beautiful
I didn't
quilts.
get out there because I'm retired and I haven't got my calendar and my schedule.
It's a routine.
And, yeah, I'm just totally discombobulated.
And I think that's
I'm working on it.
I'm looking forward to being discombobulated one of these days. But I have done 9 cross-stitch Santas. They're big. And I'm getting them made into a quilt.
You finished your 9th?
I finished my 9th
good.
one. I did not get it finished in time for the quilt show.
Next year.
Next year. It will be at the quilt show next year.
And if you've never seen Nancy's Santas,
oh, well,
they are absolutely beautiful. She has how many of you cross-stitched?
Probably about 70. I don't know.
Oh, I went to a chamber coffee right before Christmas, and this is a couple of years ago, and I won. She has done prints of them, and it was framed. Oh, it was so gorgeous, and I wanted it so bad, and I won it.
I'm so glad, because I like for them to find good homes.
Well, and it is a Santa Claus, but it did hang year-round.
Well, that's okay. I mean, my Santas.
It was lavenders.
Yeah. Oh,
yes.
How appropriate. Oh, my goodness. Not everybody would want a lavender Santa, but Brene would. We're going to tell you about some things that are coming up. I'm going to tell you about an exciting thing next Tuesday that has to do with the Red Ribbon and CBC Cleveland, which is the Chattanooga Billiard Club Cleveland, which is right next door to the Red Ribbon in my new neighborhood. Tuesday the 18th, United Way Restaurant Day is going to be at CBC Cleveland. So, and they'll give 5% of all their foods to United Way. They'll be serving lunch, and they have a meat and two for $5.95 from 11 until 2, and then they're going to serve dinner, and Ashley said they might do something a little special, dinner from 5 to 7, and United Way gets 5% of all of that. So next Tuesday, put it on your calendar right now, you go to CBC Cleveland to eat either lunch or dinner. And while you're over there in my neighborhood, we're having a ribbon cutting at 10 o'clock Tuesday morning at the Red Ribbon. And I'm giving 5% of my sales that day to United Way. So come and shop at the Red Ribbon after you've eaten or before you go eat. And then I'm going to stay open till 7 o'clock Tuesday night because...
For the dinner people.
For the dinner people, and also because I have the Sound of Tennessee, the barbershop chorus.
Oh.
Is going to come sing on my patio at 6 o'clock.
How cool.
I think it is. I mean, so everybody keep your fingers crossed that it doesn't rain. Because I have no place to put the large group of men if it rains, but they're going to be out on my patio, and I'm excited to death.
That's cool.
6 o'clock. They're going to sing for about 35 minutes, so that'll give you something to do Tuesday evening.
And you can do early Christmas shopping. Nancy has the most wonderful. Oh, have you ever talked about the Elf on the Shelf?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that another time. Yes,
okay.
The Elf on the Shelf. I do have the Elf on the Shelf. It's in, yes. Be sure you watch that show because it's going to be really great. Brene and I have some things to tell you about this morning that are happening this weekend.
Yes, coming up is the Christian Writers Conference to be October the 14th. That's Friday.
Yes, it is.
For more information, you can go to www.secwc.com, or you can call, if you got your pencils ready, 479-2063. It's going to be held at the United Christian Church on the 14th and the 15th.
Right. It's a two-day event.
And the topic is going to be, well, the keynote speaker is Sally Stewart. She's the author of Christian Writers Market Guide, and it's a workshop. So
should be very good.
Christian writers, go sign up.
Yes, and probably anyone that's interested in writing could get some tips from there. It's The Great Pumpkin. Charlie Brown will be shown today at 4:30 at the Cleveland Bradley Library Community Room. At 4:30 today. It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. And call the Children's Room, 462-2163, to sign up for this event, because it should be a lot of fun. And we just love what the library does for us here. And also the library is going to have on October 24th, now this is a little bit further out, and I'll announce this again and remind you, Spooky Stories by the Fire.
Cool.
And it will be on the patio area outside the community room. And Pete Vanderpool, do you know Pete?
Yes.
Wonderful
the
guy.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Santa Claus, Pete Vanderpool. I'm sure he's not going to be Santa Claus telling spooky stories, but anyway, he'll be there. So bring your lawn chair and a cozy little blanket, and in case of rain, the event's going to be moved inside.
Yes. And we have a very important fundraiser going on by the Civitan.
Yes, we do.
They are raising funds to build an inclusive playground down next to Stewart School. Y'all might know there has been one there for several years, but it's kind of outdated and it's got some wear and tear. And so they were going to fix it up, and we're told, no, it's not up to code, so they're going to have to rebuild it. So they're doing a fundraiser now, and for they're raffling off a 2011, I'm still having trouble with the years, and this 11's nearly over. GMC Terrain, it's a big SUV, and it's donated by Don Ledford. And tickets are $100. There's only 1,500 tickets to be sold. So you have a pretty good chance of getting it, and you don't have to be present to win. And the tickets are on sale now through Saturday at the Bradley Chamber, Cleveland Bradley Chamber, the Bank of Cleveland at Bradley Square Mall, Allstate George Gray on Keith Street, and of course at Don Ledford Automotive Center. And any Civitan member would have tickets.
If you happen to know a Civitan member. The thing that is fascinating to me about this, when they first built this park, they built it for like $25,000. Yeah. It's going to cost them $150,000 to do everything that needs to be done to it. So, folks, this is a wonderful park for the handicapped. And having taught special education most of my teaching career, I just think it's a marvelous. I would have given anything to have had one of those facilities at the school I taught at. And so you need to go out and support this event. And even if you don't win the car, I think there's 10.
Yes, I was just going to say there's 10 $100 prizes that will be given. And so, you know, you have a good chance of getting your money back.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Feel good and get your money back.
There you go.
Can't beat it.
And have done something really nice for the community. The 4th annual An Evening of Cleveland Mystery and Folklore will be at the main branch of Bank of Cleveland on October 18th, 19th, and 20th. And I think this is hysterical. I was at an Allied Arts meeting Monday, and I said, what time is this? And they said, 6:13. 6:13 to 8:13. But my suggestion is, because the paper says 6 to 8, my suggestion is you get there a little bit earlier than 6:13.
Yes.
But I do know some of the people, Sylvia Idam, Connie Gatlin, Judy Baker, Maureen Olin, Kelly Paul, Deborah Holland, Robert Bradney, Dwight Richardson, and Melissa Woody, and Pete Vanderpool are all involved in this. And I have not been yet, but I understand it's really a lot of fun. And they tell local ghost stories and then other ghost stories. And some of these people have even written stories. Yeah. So that it should be a lot of fun. So you need to be sure and go either the 18th, 19th, or 20th, 6:13 to 8:13.
I'll have to write that on my new calendar that I just purchased.
For retired people.
Yes. Retired
Large
people.
print for retired people.
Exactly. If only it had little dingers to remind me.
I understand.
Okay, now the biggie for this weekend is the 2011 Cleveland Apple Festival. It's going to be held downtown. And, oh gosh, just all sorts of stuff going on. There will be arts and crafts vendors, live entertainment, food, hay rides, apple dessert contest, and apple pie eating contest if you're up for that. Free children's pony rides, games, activities, a bike giveaway each day, and of course lots and lots of apples. Wow, tickets are $4 for adults, $3 for seniors. Hey, and they've even got the seniors at 55 plus.
That's good. That's good.
You young folks can even be called a senior. You know, I had a cousin who was She was like 66 before she would ever claim her senior discount. Man, I was ready for mine at 55. I'm
Well,
like, what do you mean you have to
and
be
you get your
65?
AARP card at 50, so
Yes.
that's always a.
Now, I was a little insulted at that.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is.
But, you know, now give me every detail.
All discounts.
Yes, I went to BILO yesterday, and I had the senior card. And I went through and I said, and I'm a senior, and I get 5% extra on Wednesdays.
See, how wonderful.
Hey, I'm taking advantage of everything. So anyway, and children are $3 age 3 to 12 and free ages 3 and under.
And they have crafts, they have food, they have activities.
And it's 2 days.
It's 2 days.
Yes. Let's see. The hours Saturday are 10 to 6 and Sunday is 1 to 6.
A lot of fun.
They also have a petting zoo.
Yes, they do.
I think they have a llama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have no idea what kind of creatures they're going to have at the petting zoo, but they're going to have a petting zoo.
Yes.
Now, one other thing before we go to commercial that I need to remind you all of, Friday, October the 28th is the Junior Achievement Monster Ball. Yes. And this is so much fun. We had it 2 years ago, I believe it was. The tickets are $45 per person. I have tickets at the Red Ribbon. I will be glad to sell you if you want to come by. But your cousin, your relative, Pam Matthews, does the food. And,
of quilt fame, too.
And of quilt fame also, but she's also of catering fame. And she does the food, and she does, last year we had, or 2 years ago, we had her, you know, that chocolate chip dip ball thing that she does that you put on graham crackers.
Like a chocolate chip
cheese ball. It's wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so she did that in the shape of a mummy. And then the meat that we served was like a leg of something. She had named all of these. Anyway, the food is really, really good. We have adult beverages and other beverages. We'll have a DJ. There is a costume contest, but you don't have to wear. Now, I will tell you already, Flavis and I are going, and we're going as the world's greatest fisherman and the best catch of his life. That has been our Halloween costume for 30 years, so it will also be our one for this year. But that is Friday night, the 28th, at the Museum Center. And folks, I'm telling you, it's great, great fun. You can get tables, $500 for a table of 10, $250 corporate tables, or $250 for half a table.
Cool.
And
that's a good idea.
Yeah, and you get 5 people at your half. So if you want to go in halves with somebody, but you can call 476-6772. That's the JA office. Okay. Or if you, like I say, if you want to buy tickets, $45 a ticket. Which people say $45. Yeah, but folks, you're going to eat, you're going to drink, you're going to dance, you're going to laugh at everybody's costumes, you're going to socialize, and you're going to have a really, really good time. So, so just remember, put that on your calendar for Friday, October the 28th. I'm looking at our little clock, and it says that we need to take a little commercial break. So we're going to go to commercial, and we'll be right back with our first guest. So please don't go away.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge Chrysler and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
How would you like to look and feel better? If so, then visit the Ford Center for Anti-Aging, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest. Dr. Ford has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding area since 1984. He is a licensed physician with the Board of Anti-Aging Medicine, offering affordable Botox injections. Botox is a medication that is used to treat dynamic wrinkles such as crow's feet, forehead lines, and frown lines. In addition to Botox therapy, rejuvenate and smooth wrinkled skin. The micro-laser peel treats skin conditions associated with aging and active lifestyles. If you're looking for safe and affordable anti-aging treatment, call the Ford Center for Anti-Aging at 423-614-0535, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television, Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m., or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
And we are back, and I'm so glad you all stayed with us. I'm Nancy Kaysen, your Thursday host. Co-hosting with me is Brene Beatty, who is now retired, formerly of Cleveland State,
yes.
but the last time she was on, she was with Cleveland State, and now she's retired. And speaking of Cleveland State, my friend Tracy Wright from Cleveland State has joined us today. And Tracy, thank you, because this has not been the best day for Tracy to be on TV, but that's okay. So Tracy, we're so glad to see you here.
Thank you.
And
it's an honor to be here.
I saw Tracy last night at church. We were
doing
she
stuff.
volunteered for something, and I got kind of roped in. So you know, we'll see how this goes.
Good turnaround for Nancy though, because she's often pulling people in. So.
Exactly. Payback, Nancy.
And McCarley, your time's coming. But Tracy now is employed at Cleveland State, and I wanted her to come in and tell us a little bit about what she's doing. So tell me about your new job.
Well, I'm in just the most fun position one could ever dream up. I'm the director for special programs and community relations.
How wonderful.
Yeah, big long title that just means that I have the opportunity to help our faculty and staff and students who are planning events with the various components in order to make sure that all of the aspects are being met and that we're advertising to the largest extent possible and really taking our programming to a whole new level. So that's one half of what I'm doing. And then the other part, the community relations piece, which is really exciting, is I have the opportunity to go out and talk to folks in the community, which this really is a wonderful opportunity that blends in nicely with my position, to share events that are going on our campus, plus to encourage folks to come on campus and host their events there.
Right. See, that's like, in case you all don't know, we are broadcasting from the basement of the library
Yes.
at Cleveland State. And so there's a lot of things that happen at Cleveland State that in the past maybe we haven't known about.
Exactly, and amazing spaces. You know, this is one space that's available and usable. So if you are out there dreaming of your own TV show, contact me and we'll help you figure out how to utilize this amazing studio that has state-of-the-art equipment. And we actually have some equipment that some larger campuses would just dream of having.
Wow. That is great.
You know, we have the teleprompter. I know you don't use it because you don't need it.
Well,
you and Brene have just got it down. But,
right.
you know.
We can talk at the drop of a hat.
That's right. Talking is not a problem. No.
Thinking
for,
sometimes
you know,
is for me, but.
All of our government officials who
Right.
you need that little extra.
Well, I noticed that a lot of our political announcements and things are broadcast from Cleveland State, so that's why.
I think that probably has a little something to do with
Yeah,
it.
we don't have to memorize.
We probably
there it
shouldn't
is.
have revealed their little
That's true. We might be telling a little bit more than we're supposed to, but I'm just thrilled that Cleveland State's that has started this position is going to do this, because I have always felt like it was kind of one of the best kept secrets in Bradley County.
There's lots of things
And
going on here.
so many
Yes.
things go on here at Cleveland State.
They really do.
So many different degrees are offered. So many different activities are offered. And
Yes.
now here you are to let us all know about it.
Exactly. We have amazing continuing education classes. So if someone's sitting out there and you're thinking, I'd like to study floral arrangement, or I'd like to take a computer class, we offer those, and you wouldn't have to be in pursuit of a degree. You could just come and take these drop-in short-term classes and walk away with a certificate of participation. And so that's another little gem that we're working to get the word out more, because there are some amazing things happening on our campus,
Absolutely.
and we're quite proud of them.
And it's a wonderful campus too. All the buildings and the facilities you have here. I know my husband took a photography class years ago, and then he also took a mat cutting class. So after he did his photographs, then we learned to, and then from there we opened Case and Art.
Yes.
And so, you know, it's just amazing what you can come and learn. I took a wreath making. It was like a 4-week or something. Once a week we came and did a big, pretty Christmas wreath. So, I mean, those are just little things you can do. But, you know, you could also get a degree
Exactly.
at Cleveland State and go on, either go on. And I think now we have things straightened out so everything transfers from Cleveland State to state schools. And now Tracy's not new to this type of thing. She came to us from Appalachian State. I always call it Appy State. And so I was trying to make the full name there. I didn't do. But she came to us from Appy State. So she did a lot of this. Was it the same type of thing that you were doing there?
It was similar. I was, when I left, I was an assistant vice chancellor, different nomenclature there, for student development. So working with students, developing policies and procedures, but I got to that position by way of my service as director for multicultural student development, where I did tons and tons of programming and neat opportunities to take programs that were at one level and move them to a different place. And that was exciting to be a part of that.
I think that's great. Now, you're available, like the Kiwanis and the Rotary, and these people need speakers.
You definitely need to contact me anytime you're thinking of an event. Think Cleveland State, because we have some amazing facilities here. I'm available to assist you and walk you through all of the different processes. And everybody here is so excited to have individuals come and bring your events to our campus. Our instructional technology will make sure that all of your audio-visual needs are met. Our marketing department is available to assist you with your publications to publicize your event or to have on hand at the actual event itself. Our maintenance department just does a phenomenal job in terms of working with us to have different types of room setups available and to make sure everything is the way we need it on the day of your event. So what else could you ask for? Come on to Cleveland State.
One-stop shopping right here at Cleveland State, and that is wonderful.
And I would like to add something. Being a new senior citizen and retired, I am really walking that dog to death. But anyway, did you know that senior citizens, I think it's 65 and above, maybe I'm not old enough to do that yet, but can audit classes for $10.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
So that's great to know.
Yeah, you have to wait to register for the first day of classes because, I'm talking about the credit classes. So if there's something, I audited one. Of course, I had to pay some, but called Southern Mountain Culture. That was really, really interesting. But I didn't have to do reports, and I didn't have to do papers, and didn't have homework. Well, we had homework, but I was auditing, so I didn't have to do it. I just went and listened to all the speakers. But yeah, check with the admissions office. If you're a certain age, I think it's 65, you can just pay the registration fee, which is $10, and then you go to the class if there's space available.
That's wonderful.
Is that not cool?
Since I asked Jennifer if this was, what did you ask me if it was? Because Bernae's son is not in Cleveland. He would like to see her today. Stream, whatever.
Available.
And anyway, and she said, yes, that she puts it on YouTube. So I came back and told Bernae that it was on iTunes. And so I'm going to sign up when I turn 65 and audit a computer class.
I think that will be good for you, Nancy.
You think so?
Having worked with you on Cherries, that will be good.
And I see, Tracy could say that because she is my go-to gal on Cherries about our program. And she just sits and talks to me and does that program in that computer just like nothing's going on. And I'm thinking, girl, how are you doing this? But it's wonderful. And so Tracy, as soon as Tracy moved into town and I met her husband, Tommy, and somebody said, oh, you need to meet his wife, Tracy, because she's just as wonderful.
Does stuff.
I did. And yes, and I found out from Tommy, because Tommy says, Call Tracy, she'll do it. So, you know, but so I've put her to work out of Cherry's Jubilee. But I'm so thrilled that you're here at Cleveland State now.
And Nancy, we have 2 amazing programs coming up. If you don't mind, I'd like to
please
talk
do.
about them.
Please do.
Because I think the community will really want to come out and support these. The first is on Sunday, October the 23rd, so not too far away. We're having an amazing Latin American performer. He plays a guitar, acoustic guitar, classic music, and everybody needs to come to the George Johnson Cultural Heritage Theater at 3 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. So you can go to church if that's what you do, and then go grab something to eat, and come on to campus for Terry Pazmino's live concert. Is free and open to the public, and we'd love to see a full house. Free.
Free. That's wonderful.
I got another free one, and this one is also equally amazing. We're just really attracting some high caliber performers, and this is Judy Carmichael, jazz pianist and musician, Grammy nominated.
When is this one?
This one's going to be on Monday, November the 14th at 8 p.m. Same place, the George Johnson Cultural Heritage Theater. And we're just ecstatic. Judy is doing a master class that morning at 10 a.m. So those musicians in the audience that would like to come, it's free and open to the public as well.
Now, where will that be?
It's also in the theater in the Cultural Heritage Center. So we're really, really excited to have both of these wonderful, amazing performers coming right here to Cleveland, and no less to Cleveland State Community College. It's quite a cue. Both are free, including that master class, which, you know, to get time, one-on-one time with a person of that caliber.
That is wonderful. I love jazz, so I'm going to try my best to. Now, you'll have something in the paper about this, or
and a full, not full, an ad should be in there. We have a press release that's gone out. Information's available on our website as well.
I was going to ask, how do we go on the website to find out about things that are happening?
If you go to clevelandstatecc.edu, you'll be able to, right there on the main page, you'll see the events listed.
And then we can just click on them and get information about them.
Exactly.
That is so wonderful. I'm really excited about this jazz. I'm really excited about that because I love that. Because my husband and I used to drive to Chattanooga. I mean, not like that's a big drive or anything, but we used to go down there. It used to be. It did. And it depends on who's driving. But it's we used to go down to the billiard club down there on Shallowford because they had live jazz and blues, and we just loved it. So it's going to be here.
It's going to be here.
And I think that is wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
And she's been fun to work with. I think people will enjoy her. And if you're not familiar, go check out either of their websites, and I think you'll be pretty impressed. And we'll be pulling out your planners to make sure you have this in there.
Marking that down. Well, I want to be sure that I announce that next Thursday so people can
I'll get it to you.
Yeah, be sure that we get them there. All right, anything else you need to tell us, Miss Tracy?
I think those are the biggies right now. We're really just thankful. Thank you for having me on today.
You know I'm thrilled to have you. I'm always thrilled to see Tracy. Tracy has a little adventure that she's going to do this morning. Her daughter, who just graduated from Vanderbilt, is going to have her tonsils out today.
Yes.
God bless you. I know. She's sitting over here in the wings, and bless her heart. But now she did graduate with a nursing degree.
Medicine, Health, and Society.
Yes, so this is not going to surprise her.
No, she's self-diagnosed herself. So.
But we just, I appreciate you all coming in today, knowing that you had to turn around and make this other little trip. But and I will have Tracy back on with me because she's right here on campus. Yeah. So if anybody has any questions, you can just call Cleveland State. The phone number is?
I'm going to give my direct line, which is 423-473-2341.
2341. Okay. And so if you have any questions, and you're not sure whether it falls into Tracy's category or not, just go ahead and call her anyway.
I'll get you to the right person.
Because she's a great gal, and I'm sure she's going to know. If she hasn't been, how long have you been? About a month?
Almost 2 months
Almost 2 months.
Yeah.
So
it does. And I've had lots of fun working with Brene and her crew before she left us.
I know. Brene's a lot of fun, period. But,
she is.
But it's, any questions, and Tracy's
good
Tracy's
way.
the
It's
kind
all
of
good.
person that if she doesn't have the answer, she will get it for you. I promise you right now. So, Tracy, thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Nancy
And
and Renee.
good luck today on the tonsils out. Your little
Yes.
sister told me, there's nothing to it. You just get a lot of ice cream. I said, I don't think your big sister's going to be really interested in ice cream. But anyway, I appreciate you coming on. We're going to take a real quick commercial break, and we'll be back on with our next guest. So don't go away.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television, Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m., or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
How would you like to look and feel better? If so, then visit the Ford Center for Anti-Aging, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest. Dr. Ford has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding area since 1984. He is a licensed physician with the Board of Anti-Aging Medicine, offering affordable Botox injections. Botox is a medication that is used to treat dynamic wrinkles such as crow's feet, forehead lines, and frown lines. In addition to Botox therapy, rejuvenate and smooth wrinkled skin. The micro laser peel treats skin conditions associated with aging and active lifestyles. If you're looking for safe and affordable anti-aging treatment, call the Ford Center for Anti-Aging at 423-614-0535, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge Chrysler and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
And we are back, and there's one thing I forgot to tell you all about Saturday. We talked about Saturday from 10 to 12. Benny Triplett will be at the Red Ribbon selling his books and signing his books. So that is Saturday from 10 to 12. So as you go to the Apple Festival, come on by the Red Ribbon and
meander on
down and see Mr. Triplett and see his book. Debbie, I'm just having one of those senior moments. Debbie, our county historian type person who comes on here. Debbie Moore, thank you. There, a senior moment helped by a senior.
The two of us together.
Debbie Moore sent Mr. Triplett to me, and so it should be a lot of fun. Now, so that's Saturday from 10 to 12, and our little guest sitting right over here is Deborah Cross, and Deborah is with Cruise Planners American Express. Travel. Okay.
Right.
I knew.
Thank
It's
you.
a big, long name.
It is a long name.
So, Deborah, we're glad to have you. And the very first
Thank you.
question I want to ask you is, if I'm going to book a cruise with you, do I need a passport?
Well, yes, you do in some situations.
Oh, okay.
But let me back up. I do more than cruises.
Yes, I know you do.
Oh, we do European tours, Holy Land tours. Anywhere you want to go, we go there.
Okay.
Okay, so the answer depends.
Okay.
If you're taking a cruise to the Caribbean, then you only need a certified copy of your birth certificate. However, big however, if you're on that cruise and something happens to your family, let's say that there's a death in the family, forbid, but it happens, you are not going to fly back to the United States. you must, under international law, have a passport to do international air travel. Particularly after 9/11, they have tightened this requirement up. So you can go down there, but you won't be flying back. Now, if you're going to Alaska, taking a cruise to Alaska, or if you're traveling to Europe or anywhere else overseas by air, you must have a passport. Even for cruises to Alaska, the law has changed
Even
in the
though that's our
last
state.
2 years.
I mean, that's us. That's
us.
not international. But we
but-
still.
But you go through international waters?
Yeah, yes, you go through international waters.
okay.
You do for Caribbean too, but they have tightened it up unless it's a round trip. Like you go out of Seattle, you go up to Alaska, you come back to Seattle, you don't need one. But if if you get out at a Canadian port, you cannot get out without a passport. So
Whoa.
just get a
Yeah,
passport.
just get a passport, and that'll
Now,
take care of everything.
There's
Okay.
a wonderful woman who works at the Cleveland Key Street Post Office. She's there. There's a door at the end of the post office. You go through the door, and she's lovely. She will help you. She will give you your passport application, walk you through all the fees and what you have to do, which basically are for an adult getting a new passport. It costs $135. If you're an adult renewing a passport, it's $110. For a child, a lot of people call me up and they say, well, I only need a passport card for my child, then they can fly. No, they cannot. They must have a passport. The child cannot fly with a passport card. The cost for a passport for a child is $105. So, and how long does it take? It takes, if you're getting a passport right now, the State Department estimates 4 to 6 weeks. If you are getting a visa, it can take a little bit longer than that. And it depends upon the country in that particular case, yes.
Okay, so if we're going to go on a cruise with you, we need to be sure that our passport's up to date.
Yes.
And we need to not book our cruise with you until we know we have a passport in hand.
No, you can book, not exactly.
Okay.
Well, all right. I try to educate people because my best customer is somebody who really knows what they're doing and has really looked at the information. So what I tell people is book many times, particularly Alaska cruise, but this is true for almost any cruise or almost any, like we did. I'm just doing a group that's going to Italy right now. Book it a year in advance.
Ah, okay.
A lot of people ask me, if I wait to the last minute, I get a best deal? And the answer is yes for some people, but typically it's not here in this area. If you live in Florida and you're retired and you're watching this show, I want to know about it. But you keep there's people down there who keep their suitcases ready. I know some of them, and then when they know of a cruise that they're interested in taking, they walk up to the cruise terminal the day that it's leaving, and if there's an opening, they can snag an outstanding deal. I had a friend of mine who got the best deal I ever heard of. She cruised for a base rate of $45 on a 7-night cruise. She lives about 2 miles from the port. And she and her husband each said, we can't eat, for less than this in a week's time.
Really?
But people in Tennessee, you have to, and I assume you're watching this show, you have to ask yourself the question, do I feel lucky and like entering the lotto? Yeah, because you can go down there and there's nothing available. And unless you've got relatives who really want to see you badly many times, you'll be driving back up here to Cleveland, Tennessee. So the best price is typically 1 year out. And if you're doing tours, I know how to try to get you discounts because a lot of people will drop the price when they announce their new catalogs and things like that. So I can typically shave several $100s off of a European tour when you do it that way.
But get travel insurance.
I'm going to cut. Okay, travel insurance.
Right,
we're covering everything.
Voice of experience.
Yes, she's right. She's right.
Yes.
But anyway, so a year out, and for cruises, particularly to Alaska, 80% of all Alaska cruises are either northbound or they're southbound. And what do people want to see? They want to see Alaska, and they want to see the land. So they grab balconies, and they grab the Alaska facing side. And guess what? If you don't grab it a year in advance, you may get a balcony, but you'll be looking out at the ocean and
But now
paying
that
the
might
same
not be
price.
bad because
It's
you
not
can see
bad.
the whales.
That's true. It's not bad, but most people want to see the land
Right.
and everything. So there are many times where, like 9 months out, somebody might call and say, "I want to go on this cruise," and a balcony, and it's already booked. I mean, oh yes, many times 9 months out, the balconies facing the Alaska side are booked out.
And see, this is something that the normal person would not think of. I mean, I would think that I'd just call you, Deborah, next week. I want to go to Alaska and I want a balcony on the land side and everything. There's planning that goes into this, and that's why Deborah's here today, is to tell you all that she can handle all this planning. So
Right.
now we know we have to have a passport.
Yes.
And we mentioned be sure you get insurance on this. So what else do we need to know?
Really, the other things are how to pack.
Yes.
Yes, you need to have a timeline of what events need to take place at certain times. For example, if you book that Alaska cruise a year out and you don't have a passport, one of the first things I'm going to tell you you need to do is get a passport and how to go through that. But I with all my clients, I email them 3 documents. One is a timeline of events that when you travel, you need to keep in mind. And it covers things down to turn down the thermostat when you leave the house.
Oh, wow.
To save money. Another document I send out is a packing strategy. Things such as, and this is important for, I would think, the viewers to know, when you travel, always travel with your passport, and in some cases to the Caribbean cruises, a certified copy of your birth certificate, but make 1 copy of that and take it with you. Make a second copy of that and leave it at home where somebody will know how to find it. And you're saying, well, why would I want to do that? I was talking to a woman who called me just this week, and she said she had to get in her parents' house because their passport was lost. They couldn't find their copy, and you're not getting back into the United States.
Wow.
Oh no, you're not without this. Because you'll sit somewhere, they'll put you somewhere, but you will not be coming home until you have this. They're strict. So she had to go get their copy of the passport and fax it down to them, and then they were able to show it, and it facilitated, it probably shaved about 48 hours off of their wait. So always make a copy, take a copy with you, leave a copy where someone can find it. So that's one of the things I cover. A second thing that I think is very important, I tell everyone, when you travel, you know that little luggage tag? Don't put your address on the luggage tag. You don't want anybody that's handling your luggage to see your actual home address. No, you're not home. And
Never thought of that.
I never thought of that either.
yes. So what you do is on your luggage tag, if you have a business card, that's not your home address, you can put that, that's fine. Or you can simply put your name, your email address, and your phone number. And then what I suggest people do is inside of your luggage, do put that same information and include your home address, and here's why. Sometimes the tag can be accidentally torn off. If it is, they can't find you, guess what? You may be coming back to Tennessee, but your luggage is probably going to Alabama to be sold down
Scottsboro,
there.
Alabama.
Yes, exactly.
That's not a good thought either.
No, that's not a good thought. To prevent that, what they will do is they will open your luggage before they send it to Alabama and give it one last try. And if you've got your address and contact information inside there, you'll get your luggage back. So those are 2 practical things I cover in my packing strategy approach, and there's many more. Then the last thing I give all my clients is a packing list. Here's what for women, for men, for children, things that just help get you through your travel a little bit easier.
Well, and the thing about it is, you know what the weather typically is going to be at a different time of season. When I'm going to Alaska, or when I'm going to Italy, or when I'm going here and there. And so you know to tell people, pack warm, or pack light, it's going to be 90 degrees or something like that. So that's why professionals like you need to be contacted when people want to travel.
Right, and I love to talk travel, if you can't but tell. So I will talk anybody's ear off, and when I talk to them, I'm like, well, let me help you understand what you're getting into. I just booked a Cancun trip for honeymooners, and they were like, well, it's just like going to Florida, and I went, no, it's not. It's a different culture.
It's in Mexico.
Yes. So, and I take them through some of the cultural differences so they don't get surprised by accident. There are some clothing optional beaches, which you typically don't find as much
in Florida.
Okay.
in Florida.
No, maybe in Naples. No. All right, I'm looking at the clock, Deborah, and I'm going to have you back on because you're going to. But tell everybody how they get in touch with you.
Oh, yes. You can give me a call at 423-476-6300. Or if you have a question and you just want to get some information, I'm happy to do that too. My email address is dcross@simplecruisedeal, simplecruisedeal.com. That was a mouthful.
Simplecruisedeal.com.
And that's my website.
Deborah Cross, so it's dcross at simplecruisedeal.com.
You're a sweetie.
Deborah, thank you so much. And we're going to take a real quick commercial break and have one of our sponsors on. Byron is here today, so we're going to talk insurance. Don't go away.
I'm Kathy Guy with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. Call us today for all your personal insurance needs. With 28 years in the insurance business, I have the solutions and pricing you are looking for. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge Chrysler and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television. Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m. or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
How would you like to look and feel better? If so, then visit the Ford Center for Anti-Aging, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest. Dr. Ford has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding area since 1984. He is a licensed physician with the Board of Anti-Aging Medicine, offering affordable Botox injections. Botox is a medication that is used to treat dynamic wrinkles such as crow's feet, forehead lines, and frown lines. In addition to Botox therapy, rejuvenate and smooth wrinkled skin. The micro laser peel treats skin conditions associated with aging and active lifestyles. If you're looking for safe and affordable anti-aging treatment, call the Ford Center for Anti-Aging at 423-614-0535, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest.
And we are back with our normal Thursday guest. Only he's not a guest.
I'm normal. It's not.
I know. I'm being
not
nice.
a wonderful, not splendid.
Byron Winters from Landmark Insurance and Brokerage. And Byron, it's so great to see you. Byron co-hosted with me last week.
Maybe
did a great job. Did a great job.
Yes.
But we're always glad to have Byron on. And they are one of our sponsors. You saw their commercial and you've seen it a couple of times today. So
it's always great to be here, Nancy.
I'm so glad.
I wish we could get here earlier, though.
Yeah.
And I would like to mention
We
that
are here earlier,
there was no coffee this morning. I would like to mention that there was no coffee this morning for the host, co-host, or guest. No coffee. So
No coffee.
No coffee. So let me ask you, as a business owner, let's talk about business liability insurance.
And you're insured, Nancy.
I know I am. Thank
so
you.
if a person were to walk into the red ribbon and God forbid got hurt
Yes.
on
God
the
forbid.
premises and sued Nancy, Nancy would be covered up to a certain limit. Of course, there's always limits on everything, but business owners need general liability insurance. Number one, to protect themselves, to make sure they can stay in business no matter what kind of comes their way. And so a person, walks in, and we've heard about I think we've all heard about McDonald's episodes in the years past where coffee was too hot and they sued and they won. And so hopefully
Which is ludicrous.
those McDonald's locations would have had insurance to help. Now, I don't know if it fully covered those lawsuits, but those are the types of things that business owners don't always think about. A landscaper that's out on the job. I'm sure there's a lot of landscapers around town that don't have insurance because they don't think about it. They may have auto insurance, but maybe not general liability insurance. And they say, well, what do I need that for? I don't have a storefront. But if one of their guys is out and about and running an errand while on the clock, a lot of general liability policies will cover an accident in that situation, because technically a lot of business owners don't know that if they send an employee out to run an errand on their time, so they're on the clock, then the lawsuit could come back and affect them. And a lot of business owners just don't think about things like that.
I know.
So
Who would think about that? Yeah.
Because I know when we had Case and Art, Flavis would always say to me, if you need something done, you go do it. Do not send an employee to go do it. And because of the liability issue there.
That's probably the safest thing to do if business owners can break away for a minute to go do that. A lot of business owners say, well, I'll just send a runner.
Right.
And hopefully they have, good insurance and a responsible driver is even better. But general liability is something that business owners should not overlook. A lot of folks have general liability. A lot of folks, I think, probably don't have general liability. Workers' comp, a lot of business owners are forced by the state, if they have 5 or more employees in Tennessee, to get workers' comp. Not all of them realize that, so maybe the state comes in and tells them, hey, get it or we're going to fine you. So they end up getting it. But general liability is generally not enforced by the state.
Right.
So it's not something they mandate, and you have to think for yourself to go out and get a quote.
And the thing I don't understand is none of my insurance is an exorbitant amount of money. But you all have me covered for just about everything. And I just don't understand why people don't go ahead and get even the minimal amount of insurance. But I can't imagine a business person not having liability insurance.
On a regular basis, I write general liability policies for anywhere from $300 to $800. Now, they're oftentimes more, but there has to be a reason for that. They have to have a whole lot of inventory. They have to have a lot of times we can wrap the property coverage up with the general liability, so it's liability and property, and that'll make the policy get high. But general liability, unless you have just an awful lot of employees, and different companies rate different ways. Some companies rate on your income, and that's always so you want to make a lot of money, and then you say, well, my insurance is going to skyrocket and make a lot of money. So other companies just rate it based on the type of operation that you're running. And one of our best carriers, who you're with, Erie, is rated on doesn't rate on sales generally. Most of their stuff is rated on just the class code. So how risky is this business, and how likely are we to have a claim? And they have actuaries and mathematicians in the home office that rate that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But you're right. You're absolutely right. You can have an insurance policy to cover yourself a lot of times for several $100s. So it's almost kind of it is a no-brainer.
A year or a month?
Yeah, I'm sorry, a year. Yeah. Most
Which
insurance policies are an annual policy, and a lot of business owners.
Minimal.
And you can split
When
it
you
up.
think of you could go out of business.
Oh, you could think of $1 million if somebody falls, and as opposed to 300.
And you can pay monthly. You don't have to pay annually. So you can pay monthly if you want.
And isn't it deductible as a business expense?
That's a really good question. I don't.
My
Need a
CPA friends can
CPA.
answer that question.
Yeah.
I don't get into the accounting
Don't anybody go to the
side.
bank on that one, okay?
No.
We're not sure
It was
about that
it was
one.
a question.
It was a question. It
Yeah.
was a question. And if you have the answer, let us know during the week, and we'll tell everybody next
But you
week.
know, a lot of business owners can come up with $500 for a claim to keep themselves from having $1 million,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Expensive
that's kind of like it doesn't equate, I mean, it's just. And I realize that sometimes people are struggling when they're first starting out in their business.
It's $40.
But
A lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times, you're right.
yeah, but even if you're struggling starting out in your business, you need to make sure you set aside some money for a business liability insurance, because should anything happen there at your business, you're really going to be struggling if somebody sues you.
Well, hopefully folks are doing some type of a business plan before they start a business, and they have projections for expenses and income too. And that should be another little line item in there for, worst case, they can say maybe $100 a month if they're a really small business starting up, and that's maybe more than enough.
Right.
And if it's not, call me.
Yeah. And Byron will be glad to sit down and work with you on this. That's the great thing about these guys at Landmark. Now, where are you all located?
We're located on Stewart Road, 1510 Stewart Road. So right across the street, 1510 Stewart Road, across the street from the YMCA. And a lot of folks in town that have been here for a number of years might know that as the old Coppinger building. Mr. Zip's corporate offices are there. Charter Media used to be there. So out on the north end of town.
Out on the north end of town, and they're very easy to find. I mean, it's a big building.
But we'll come to you. A lot of times for homeowners and business owners alike, we'll come to you.
Right. They are great about that because we moved the Red Ribbon from a building we owned, and we had insurance, that kind of insurance, because we owned the building. Now we are leasing in our new location, so Byron and Wes had to readjust my insurance and get everything all done, and they've been great about doing it. And Wes was by Tuesday right after the chamber coffee. He came by, and he and Flavis went over everything to be sure that everything, because now I don't need to insure my building. My landlord does that, but I need to be sure my contents is insured, and I need to be sure I have business liability insurance. And but I still own the little house on Central Avenue, so I need to be sure that it's insured in case anything happened to it. I have it for sale, but it still needs to stay insured, even though it's an empty house. So
certainly,
I need to be sure that everything. And y'all have been great to. I mean, just pick up the phone and call them at the phone number.
Well, small business owners are busy,
Yeah.
and so that they don't necessarily have time to break away to come to the
That is
insurance
true.
office to look at their policies.
That is
So we'll
very
come out to
true.
you.
And the guys do. They're great about coming out to you. And Mrs. Guy that works there is great. If you Kathy, if you have a question, you call, and if she can't answer it, she will find the answer and call
We're up
you
a creek
back.
if Kathy can answer the question, because she's been doing this like 30.
That's
don't
right.
Tell her, like 30 years. Don't tell her though.
Okay.
What I said
Kathy,
next,
Kathy
so.
has been in the insurance business a few years, and so she is knowledgeable about these things. But if you need to call Byron, what's the phone number out there?
478-3872, or they can go to our website.
Aha.
And that is www, of course, landmark, I for insurance, B for brokerage.com.
Very good. Jennifer just came around the corner to tell us that we have exactly 1 minute. So anything you
What
can
else we wanna
say
talk about?
in a minute or less.
Call me about your insurance.
Yes, call
if you need
Byron.
something for your home or your business, just decorative, call Nancy.
That's exactly right. And if you need someone to work part-time, call Brene, because she's retired now, She's really not looking for a job, folks. I'm kidding. But this has been a good show today. I think it's been very informative. I hope everybody will come to the Red Ribbon Saturday from 10 to 12 and meet Mr. Triplett and see his book. The Apple Festival is going on this weekend.
Civitan fundraiser.
Civitan, get your ticket. They are $100 each, but you might win this car, which would be wonderful. And plus, you'll help build this handicapped park at Stewart Park.
Yes.
And then we have some storytelling. Oh, this afternoon. Now, don't forget, it's the Great Pumpkin. Charlie Brown will be at 4:30 today at the library, and you can call them 462-2163. Call the children's area there and find out about taking your child over there at 4:30 today for It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. And I think that has pretty much taken care of this 1 minute that Jennifer said we had. So, folks, I'll be back with you next Thursday, and I think Dan will be here with you tomorrow. So, hopefully we'll see you then. Goodbye.